Hi everyone, my name's Rachel Spink and I'm a Student Recruitment Officer here at the University of York. Today I'm going to talk to you about choosing your future, about choosing a course and a university and some things to look out for. So how much choice actually is there? There's actually over 50,000 courses available at more than 395 UK providers. So the choice that you have at the moment is massive. So where do you start looking? So to begin with, I'm going to talk to you about choosing a course and things that you should consider. So thinking about your future, some careers require specific degrees. For example, being a doctor or becoming a vet. If you know what you want to do in the future, you can start to figure out the steps you need to take to get there. If you don't have a specific career path in mind, whether you just have an idea of the field you want to work in, or if you have no idea what you want to do at all, that's absolutely fine. In that case, simply start by thinking about what you're interested in. Lots of employers don't look for specific degrees, but look favourably upon graduates for the transferable skills they've gained whilst at uni. You could study something you enjoy now, but at a more advanced and in-depth level, where you often get a wide range of different modules to choose from to tailor your degree to your interests. Many universities have options to combine subjects, sometimes half and half, and sometimes in a major minor format like in the US. This option varies greatly between unis, so don't assume that all universities will offer the combination you're looking for. You could study something new that's a mixture of subjects you already enjoy, such as biochemistry or environmental science. You could even choose a more niche area of a subject you already enjoy. Take biology, for example, which has lots of different branches, like genetics, ecology, and so on. Or you could try something completely new that you've never studied before. In this case, research is key. You want to research the course content thoroughly to make sure that it's something you're really interested in and want to study. So I'm going to ask you a couple of true or false questions about some of the courses that you'll see listed on the next screen. So here we've got a range of 6 different courses, but are they real or fake? So ethical hacking, brewing and distilling, even puppetry design and performance. Are these real courses? Yes. These are some of the more unusual degrees out there, and it just goes to show that there's something for everyone. You just need to go out and find it. So when you're comparing courses, what do you need to look for? It can get really confusing when you have different degree titles with similar content, and then degrees that have the same name but entirely different content. One way that UCAS classifies different degrees is by giving them a code. Checking this code can help you compare courses. If 2 courses have the same code, they're usually very similar to each other, whereas 2 courses could have the same title but completely different codes, meaning that the content may be very different between the 2. However, just because 2 courses at 2 different universities have the same code, that also does not mean they're going to be exactly the same, as each university will have its own modules, ways of teaching, and assessing work. So what to look out for? The best way to get a taste of what content you'll be studying in the degree is to research the course modules. Lots of courses have a variety of different modules. Many of them are flexible as to which ones you take, so you may actually be able to tailor your degree to your specific interests within that subject. This will help you get an insight into whether you'll enjoy the course. With that said, modules are often changed and new modules introduced, so don't choose a course based on one third-year module, as it might not still be around by the time you get there. My top tip to know about if the modules are going to remain the same would be to contact the university. Speak to the admissions tutor and find out if they know if there will be any changes over the next few years. So my top tips for choosing a course are: think about what you enjoy. You're going to be studying pretty in-depth material for at least 3 years, so you need to be interested in what you're studying in order to stay motivated. If you have a career in mind, make sure you do your research into what you need to study to get there. Think about external hobbies and interests. Your degree doesn't have to follow on from something you studied at school or college. Maybe you've got involved with performing arts or sports. There are plenty of degrees in those areas too. So where do you go and look? Online, I'd say, is the best resource. You can research the course and its modules, use online tools to compare courses at different universities, and you can look at student blogs to get a real-life perspective. I'd also recommend asking teachers, friends and family. Once upon a time, your very own teachers went to university, so ask them what it was like to study. That's the same with any family and friends who have also been to uni. And remember, at the end of the day, it's up to you, not anyone else. So now I'm going to talk to you about choosing a university and things to consider, which is another big decision. So we'll go through the things you should start thinking about and how to go about narrowing down your preferences. One of the really important things to think about is where you want to go. You could be doing your dream course in your dream institution, but if you don't like the place you're living, it can have a really large negative impact on your experience. How far away you move from home can have a huge impact on your experience too. Sometimes it's good to be closer to home, so you can easily pop back for your mum's birthday or just to see your dog for the weekend. However, I wouldn't suggest going home too frequently, as this can be detrimental to the friendships and experiences that you'll be developing at university. The flip side to that is moving so far away from home that when you'd love to just pop home for the weekend, you can't, because it takes 7 hours on the train or it's too expensive. That's why it's important to think of these things before you make your decisions. Another big factor is choosing between a campus or city university. There are advantages and disadvantages to both, so it all depends on your preference. If you can't go and visit the universities in person, you can always check out Google Maps for the cities, and lots of universities have online campus tours. Size can be an important factor in choosing a university. Unis vary greatly in size, and this can have an impact on your experience. These are just some general examples, but it doesn't mean to say a larger university can't have a community feel, or a smaller university can't have good quality facilities. This is another one that is completely down to personal preference of whether a larger or smaller university is for you. For an example size of a university, York is on the average side, with Manchester being a larger uni and some like York St John being classed as a small university. So when we actually look at the universities themselves, like the University of Manchester has approximately 40,000 students. The University of York, we have about 18,000 students. And York St John University, which is in York City Centre, has 6,500 students. Rankings are another thing that you can look at, but they aren't everything. They can be really useful to see how universities are performing. The important thing to remember is to look at the rankings for your course specifically, rather than for the whole university. Also, look at the criteria that they've used. It can be things such as number of square metres per student, or average grade requirements or student satisfaction, even the success of graduates. Think about what is important to you and bear this in mind when looking at the rankings. The NSS is also a handy one to look at as it's completed by students rather than independent organisations. So you get a real life look at how students feel about their course and the university. So how widely available is the course? If you know what you want to do but don't know where to go, it's worth researching how many universities actually provide your course to give you a starting point. This can help you to narrow it down, especially if your course is very specific. As you can see from the screen, a Bachelor of Arts in History is available at 86 different higher education institutions, meaning you've got a really wide choice. Whereas if you're wanting to study a Bachelor of Science in Bioarchaeology, that's just available here at the University of York. So, study style. This will vary greatly between the universities. Some will have lots more contact hours, which means hours of classes, lectures, labs, workshops. And some will have lots more independent study time, where you're expected to do lots of reading and research on your own. Teaching styles vary from lectures. So bigger classes where the lecturer presents a topic to you, to seminars, which are smaller classes where you have group discussions, to other things like workshops, tutorials, fieldwork. Assessment methods vary too between universities and courses. You could have a few exams mixed in with coursework, or essays, lab reports, or even group presentations. Things like grade requirements and essential subjects will vary greatly between universities and also within universities. For example, you'd need to be studying maths at A-level in order to study economics at York, but that's not the case for lots of other universities. For psychology at York, the essential subjects are more flexible, so at least one science subject can be anything from the list on the screen. Then there are also lots of courses that have no essential subjects at all. Some courses, such as medicine or law, will be very competitive, so sometimes it's suggested that relevant work experience will help you out when it comes to your application, to try and set you apart from other candidates. It doesn't have to be working in a law firm or a hospital directly, but something that gives you transferable skills like communication and teamwork skills that you can demonstrate would be useful for the course. There's also a lot of extras that come along with choosing your university. Lots of departments now offer placements abroad or in the UK as part of a degree programme, which is a fantastic opportunity to get experience, learn new skills and do amazing things. You might also want to think about the facilities that the university has. How often is the library open? Is there a gym? Probably the best way to make the most of student life is to take advantage of all the things on offer outside of your course. Society, sports and other activities are some of the best ways to meet new people and try out new things as a student. And you never know, you could end up making friends for life and finding your new favourite hobby. At York, we have a huge selection of things to get involved with, and there's no limit to how many societies or sports clubs you join. But bear in mind that most will have a small fee that contributes to the running of the club, so it might be expensive trying to join all 200 societies that we have here at York. And remember to make sure to balance your extracurricular activities with your studies. Examples of some of our societies are on screen. They're a great way to try new and unique things such as beekeeping or samba drumming, and most will hold regular fun events and activities. They're also a great way to form communities of representation, such as LGBTQ+ society, and many societies centred around different countries and nationalities, which are great for students who belong to those communities. And also for other students to join and learn new things about people's backgrounds and cultures. Most courses will also have a dedicated society, which provides a good way to socialise with your course mates outside of lectures, but also for students who are studying other courses to join and learn something new. I've popped on some examples of sports clubs that we have here at the University of York, with sports ranging from the usuals like football and hockey to more unique ones like skydiving and ultimate frisbee. There are teams at all levels, whether you're looking for a bit of fun or you're really competitive. Our colleges regularly play against each other, and we have a varsity of events against other universities like Durham and Lancaster. Many sports are involved in competitive leagues, for example, athletics with Bucks. Another important thing to do your research on if you're looking at city universities is their student accommodation. Where is it? Is it near to where your department is, or is it over the other side of the city? If you're looking at a campus university, is accommodation on campus? What do students do after their first year? There'll be lots of information about accommodation on the university websites, and you can see the link to our accommodation page on the screen. There's always handy information about price bands, catering options, bathroom options. So have a good look and then decide from there. It really can be overwhelming, and there's lots of things to think about and a lot of information to gather and process. But this will allow you to make an informed decision about your university and course choice, and will hopefully mean you end up choosing the best place for you. You're not on your own. Thousands of students are going through the same process, so make sure to talk to your friends, family and teachers about it and see what they say. Remember, at the end of the day, it's your decision and it has to be the right one for you. So don't let anyone else persuade you to do what they want you to do. It's your choice. With the current situation, universities are trying to rethink how to approach open days in an online format. So you should still be able to chat to your department, find out information about your course, accommodation, finance, the support that's available, and lots more. It'll just be in an online format instead of visiting the university in person. More information on these events will pop up on university websites and social media pages over the coming months, so make sure to keep an eye out for information on dates and times, how to register and what's involved. You can get more information from any of the places shown online. University websites will usually have all the information you need, but if not, don't be afraid to contact them or the department you're applying to ask any specific questions, or also to raise if you've got any concerns. I've put some useful links on this page for you to go on and research. On the left of the screen, it's more for researching and comparing courses and universities. And if you're looking to find out more about the University of York, I've got some really useful links on the right-hand side. So I hope the talk today has managed to ease some of your worries or point you in the right direction for what research you need to do. If you do have any questions, please do email outreach@york.ac.uk and we'll try to help you with some answers. I hope you all stay safe and well. Thank you.